The Offices of the President, Where the Bear Went Through Buckwheat. October 24, 2019 by Anna von Reitz. I was in 6th grade and had just read Rifles for Watie for extra credit, as part of a school unit on the Civil War. For a 6th grader, simply reading the book, which is several hundred pages long, was a task most of my classmates didn't attempt. I, however, struggled on and got through it. I was just congratulating myself on that accomplishment, when my mother suggested that I read the autobiographies of Jefferson Davis and Ulysses S. Grant, too. You may imagine my horror. This was my first introduction to the offices of the President. That is, the multiple offices of the President. The offices of the President are all about conducting business. Any presidential office is always an office concerned with the functions of a business chief executive, and is not designed to function as a head of state. This comes as a shock to most Americans, but look it up for yourselves in a law dictionary, preferably the only law dictionary ever approved for use by our Congress, Bouvier's. The actual power holder office is the President of the United States of America, that is, the President of our unincorporated Federation of States, our holding company that gives its name to our entire country, the United States of America. There is also, President of the Confederate States of America, President of the United States of America, and President of the United States. These are all separate offices. The President of the United States of America conducts business for the entire country in international jurisdiction, and has wide-ranging power over every aspect of our international relations as well as power over the internal business functions known as domestic functions of the federal subcontractors. The original federal government subcontractors were, 1. The States of America Confederation, 2. The British Territorial United States, 3. The Pope's municipal government. All three were in the business of providing essential government services to the states and people of the United States of America. So in those capacities we had, 1. President of the Confederate States of America, 2. President of the United States of America, 3. President of the United States. So take a gander, folks, 4 different offices of the President that can be occupied, plus, the office of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. In the case of Donald Trump, he would be qualified to occupy the office of the President of the United States of America, because he was born in New York, is of age, and is a landlord, but to date, he has not occupied the supreme power holder office, even though he could do so. He has, instead, done what all his predecessors since Ulysses S. Grant have done, occupied the municipal office of President of the United States, and the territorial office of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Both of these offices of the President are supposed to be subservient to the office of the President of the United States of America, but when that office is left unoccupied for whatever reasons, usually because the incumbent isn't qualified to hold the supreme office or can't be bonded for it, it is possible to limp along and conduct business using the 2 lesser offices. Now the crazed and criminal municipal Congress is trying to impeach Donald Trump from the office of President of the United States, the municipal office of the presidency. This is because he has upended their leadership's plans to stage a civil war on our soil and prevented their corporation from making money they had planned to make from bilking us and various other foreign countries. They, the members of the Municipal Congress, argue that as they conduct the municipal business as a for-profit corporation, it is his duty as president of their corporation and its thousands of illicit franchises to make profit for profit's sake, even if it involves violence, drugs, war for profit, human trafficking, and other crimes. Donald Trump, to his credit, hasn't gone along. You will also note that the vermin are accusing Trump of exactly what Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden in fact did, colluding with the Russians and taking Russian money. You will also note that Trump didn't do any such thing. So what if they impeach him from the office of the President of the United States? He can step immediately into the office of the President of the United States of America and tell the Pope to quash them. Simple as that. And the Pope, acting as Pontiff's successor and as a subcontractor in charge of the federal civil service, including all the agencies, will have to comply and put a stop to all this criminality and nonsense. Why? Because the President of the United States of America outranks all the other offices of the presidency. It is when an American operates in this otherwise vacated office, that both the delegated power holders, the Pope and the Queen, have to hove to and obey. We have bonded the office of the President of the United States of America and we have invited Donald Trump to step up and do the actual job. All he has to do is reclaim his birthright political status as a New Yorker and he is good to go. Once in the office of the supreme power holder, he can tell Queen Elizabeth how high to jump in her administration of the territorial government, as well as telling Pope Francis how the civil service and agencies are to operate on our soil. They are, after all, operating on delegated authority. As a fully empowered President of the United States of America, Donald Trump can issue new asset-backed currency for this country and help oversee the long overdue reconstruction of the federal government. Donald Trump can be a hero and kick the stuffing out of what has been going on in the municipal Congress and end all the nefarious crap that has been going on in the territorial Congress as well. I suggest that everyone reading this say a prayer for Donald Trump and a prayer that he will act upon this opportunity to exercise the actual office he is heir to. And I personally hope that he will do so.